Hey friends, tonight I want to take you somewhere different. Not a haunted house, not a cursed tunnel, but to the rooftop of the world, to a place of peace, silence, and shadow. We're going to Bhutan, the last Himalayan kingdom, a land of monasteries carved into cliffs, where ghosts don't haunt in rage, but in grief. And there's one spirit, they say, who never moved on. They call her Dawa, the crying nun of the Chula Pass. And if you ever visit that place at dawn, you might just hear her weeping. Let me set the scene for you. The Chula Pass is nestled at over 10,000 feet above sea level, connecting Bhutan's capital, Thimphu, with the ancient city of Punakha. It's breathtaking, quite literally. Thin air, icy wind, and a silence so deep it hums in your bones. But even in its beauty, there's something unsettling here. Travelers report women in nuns' robes kneeling by the chortens at sunrise. She's sobbing softly, holding a small bowl of rice and butter lamps. If approached, she simply vanishes, like mist meeting sunlight. They say she's Dawa, a nun from the 1600s. And to understand her story, we need to go back. Bhutan in the 17th century was not yet the peaceful kingdom we know today. It was a battleground between powerful clans, invaders from Tibet, and the rise of unifier Shabdrung Ngawang Namgyal, the founder of Bhutan. In a small monastery near Dochula lived a young nun named Dawa, orphaned by war, raised by the monks. She was known for her stillness and her voice, a voice that made even the senior monks pause during chants. But it was her visions that made people uneasy. She would speak of armies marching before they arrived, of blood on the snow before it fell, of a time when the pass would turn red. And then came 1644. A Tibetan army over 5,000 strong descended through the highlands toward Dochula. The monks, knowing the invaders would sack every temple in their path, decided to defend it, alongside a small Bhutanese militia. But it was hopeless. Dawa, fearing for the sacred relics and lives, made a plea. Let me walk into their camp. Let me stop this. They thought she was mad, but she insisted. Carrying nothing but her chanting beads and a small butter lamp, she walked into the darkness. And she never came back. Some say the soldiers mocked her and killed her. Others that she set herself on fire, lighting her butter lamp one last time, offering her life as a sacrifice for peace. But here's where it gets strange. In the aftermath, the Tibetan army withdrew unexpectedly. No official records explain why. Bhutanese chronicles say they were plagued by hallucinations, fires in their camps, and disembodied voices reciting prayers. A British officer in the 1800s, Sir Frederick Markham, documented in his journals that his pack mule refused to cross Dochula Pass. It reportedly collapsed screaming, eyes wide in terror, near the spot of the 108 Chortens. Bhutan's Royal Heritage Guide even references the Ani of the pass, a spiritual figure said to have offered her body as a lamb of peace. And to this day, locals and drivers on the highway say the same thing. A woman weeping in the fog, carrying a butter lamp that never goes out. There was a Japanese tourist, Noriko, in 2007, who shared her story online, and it still sends chills down my spine. He had arrived at Dochula at dawn, hoping to photograph the sunrise, but instead she saw a woman in white kneeling beside one of the chortens. Assuming it was a local nun, Noriko lifted her camera, but the woman turned. Her eyes were hollow, face streaked in blood, hands clasped in prayer, and behind her a wall of smoke, though there was no fire. Noriko fainted. Locals found her an hour later, barefoot, shivering, her shoes still neatly placed by the roadside, and she never returned to Bhutan. In Bhutan, they say that ghosts remain not because of anger, but because of duty, because some souls choose to watch over the world until balance is restored. And so, Anidawa, the crying nun, remains. Each morning she weeps for the lives lost. Each night she lights a lamp to guide travelers safely. They built 108 chortens at Dochila in memory of fallen soldiers, but maybe, just maybe, one of them isn't empty. So if you ever find yourself on the road between Thimphu and Punakha and you hear chanting with no source, or see a single flame moving through the fog, don't be afraid. It might just be Anidawa, still weeping, still protecting, still waiting for peace to truly last. Alright, friends, that was Bhutan's own legend, as gentle as it is chilling. Next time, we'll head somewhere new, another corner of Asia or other parts of the world, another shadow waiting to be told. Until then, keep your lanterns lit and don't stray from the trail.